explain to a man what the pain is. I said, no way. She said, look, take your bottom lip, okay? Get a hold of it. Now pull it up over your head. And that won't not even begin to talk about the kind of pain that a woman goes through in childbirth. Islam immediately recognizes this. Immediately. It talks to you in the Qur'an about the woman who delivers you in this kind of pain and condition. And it's given high respect and honor to her. Doesn't the Bible do the same thing? High respect and honor to the woman who's delivering this baby. Because it hurts. This is not something easy. And in some cases, women die from it. Is that true or false? Now, men today are playing this game, all right? Like, I want to really get into this and understand how you're going. I'll be with the classes with you, and I'm right there with you, and I'm experiencing this too. Yeah, right. Some women can never, ever get their back in shape again after they give birth. They always have a back pain for the rest of their life. You know that? I don't see this guy having that problem after that. So it's not the same. Now, if you mean by what you said, should they be treated fair? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so fair. Watch this. A woman has a time of the month, right? Or no? Does a man? A man has his all the time. I'm saying that during this cycle that the lady has, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala excuses her from the salat. She doesn't have to pray. She does not have to pray. She doesn't have to make it up. In those days, she does not have to stand and bow and go through all of this. Allah knows He created her. He understands. Don't worry about it. She doesn't have to pray. And if it's fasting time, she doesn't fast, but she records those days and makes them up later on in the year. The same thing in the Hajj. There are considerations and concessions for the lady, and takes her needs and wants and desires into consideration. They're not equal, so you don't expect from them that. We just did Hajj recently, this past Hajj time. And I remember while we were there, we were talking about that, and the ladies were saying, I love this because look how Islam is taking care of me. When I have a condition, Islam is right there taking care of my condition. So a man doesn't have that, so what do you want? How can you say this is equal? It's not equal, but it's fair. It's not equal to say that the man has to go out there and work and make the money to take care of the house and protect the lady. It's not equal, but it's fair. Which one's bigger? Which one's strong? Which one has more ability to protect the other one? And let's don't go into the few sumo wrestlers that we got out here. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about ordinarily the woman and ordinarily the man. Which of the two is more likely to protect the other one? It makes sense. And which one should support the other one? A woman has a baby. That's not easy. She needs time to recoup. She's got a baby now. How is she going to feed this baby and drive a truck? But what we've done, we've tried to go so far beyond what's rational and try to use this term equal instead of fair that we forgot what God's plan was for us to start with. Why do you think God made it so ladies could have babies? Who is more compassionate toward a child, a man or a woman? And be honest. And I don't want to hear about Mr. Mom, okay? Who's the most compassionate to that child? Whenever it's in the middle of the night. Anybody have a new baby in their house? Raise your hand. Yeah, I know you do. Congratulations, Abu Omar. Mabruk. But who's the one gets up when that baby cries in the night? Who? You? Do you go in there and feed him? No. You're like this, right? Oh my God. Get up. Am I right? Yeah. How many men would just put their fingers in their ears and sleep till the morning and, the kid will be all right? Seriously. Who has the compassion for the child? The mother. Who is the one who really will work with that child to teach him how to speak? The mother. Who is the one who's going to set this child's personality in place? The mother. Who's going to come along and corrupt it? The father. I'm just kidding now. Many fathers, I'm one of them, I'm a very compassionate father for a guy. But we have limits. I love my kids so much, I really do. But I got limits. And my wife, she's so patient. My 28-year-old son, by the way, just now getting out of the hospital from double pneumonia. He nearly died. They had to run that tube down, what's it called, that breathing tube. What do they call it? No, the tube itself that they... Ventilator. It's not a med school, is it? The ventilator. And he nearly died. And they were really concerned the first couple of days. Is he going to make it? 28 years old. I said, my God, he's so big and healthy. I can't believe this is happening. But as soon as he's out, it's back to like, let's be cool again, you know? So fast. And I'm thinking, I can't be patient with this guy. But the mother, so patient, so compassionate. And by the way, stepmothers are the same way. They can be very compassionate too. And it's not even their kid. Ladies, I want you to think about it. Could you take in somebody else's baby and raise it and care for it and love it? You could, couldn't you? You could. A little teeny tiny little baby. Couple. But guys, you see a baby, you're going to go, man, give it, call the orphanage. So men are not like women. So don't try to make them to be something they're not. But be fair. And Islam is treating them fair. Women have rights in Islam, big rights. One of the first and initial rights that a woman had when Islam came was the right to retain her identity. She did not become chattel property. She was not something to be bought, sold, traded, or mortgaged. And that's the status of women in the 7th century. And if you doubt that the church had the same opinion, it was in the 7th century exactly when the church, Catholic Church, held their council to decide whether or not a woman even had a soul. Hello. But Islam came and said, look, these are ladies like yourselves. They have rights. You have to honor them. You have to respect them. But they're different than you are. A woman is not like a man, and you have to give them respect. And even the expression that the Prophet used, peace be upon him, was to describe Eve and how she was made from the curved bone of Adam. Not the same as Adam, because she's different, but still what? Not from the foot bone, by the way, to be under him, or the head bone to be over him, but right here from the side to be with him. Make sense? Look how Islam is explaining this subject, that she is curved, meaning she's not the same as you are, but it says don't straighten her. Leave her to be in her way. A man is in his way, and a woman is in her way. They're not the same. Don't try to make that an equals, but do make it fair. How many, and I want you to think about it, how many women do you know got married and changed their last name to their husband's name? How many men got married and changed their name to their wife's last name? Huh? And we're going to exclude all of California, by the way. I'm not even going to bring that up. Because Islam forbid that 1400 years ago. The woman keeps her name, she keeps her identity, and she has a legal contract for marriage that clearly spells out what the deal is going to be. And the man has to live up to it. And a woman has the right to divorce. It's not liked in Islam, but there's a whole chapter about divorce in the Quran explaining the rights of both parties. The man and the woman having the right to divorce. But it has so many chances for reconciliation and to be fair. And it's constantly reminded to be fair in a divorce. How many of you ever heard about somebody in a divorce? Was it fair? No. In Islam it has to be fair. You want to talk about fair? Study Islamic law with regard to divorce and property settlement, and you'll say, oh my God, why don't we have that here? I'm going to wrap it up on that. I wanted to share just one aspect, one facet of the beautiful diamond of Islam, and that's to talk about the role of the women. And by the way, I mentioned to you earlier in the program Islam is the fastest growing religion